Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Obviously, the storm that did hit has affected a little bit down here in the Cornwall region, and yeah, like I said, it seems to have a little bit of an internet stoppage for some reason there. As Jamal Clouden and Matthew Duffin run alongside each other on the front row, who is going to come out on top here. There's all still to play for. Gary Leach is looking the favourite in the chat, but it is down to the guys on the circuit to decide who is going to win this one. Chevy versus Mercedes. Here we go.
Green light.
We are green and go, and Darren Bell has got a drive through for being in the wrong position as they head around towards turn number 1. And as they work their way through the first couple of corners here, Jamie looking very interested in who Darren and Andy, who have come together and they're still banging doors. And just as they go through, who Darren runs a little bit wide, and he is going to lose out on this one. But I believe it's Jamal Clouden still leading out. No, it's not. It's Matthew Duffin who has got past Jamal Clouden here, and now Matthew Duffin leads the race. And once again, Clouden just cracking under the pressure at the start here, as Andy now ahead of Matt Wright. What has the boys at the back done? And McGowan is the leading car, as I say that. Skunky and Freeman are right there with him as they're working their way through the order. But Matthew Duffin leading the way from Clouden, from Gary Leach, from Andy, from Wright, from Jamie, from Millington, from Ramsell, from Sim. KLF there as well. He's had a bit of a poor start. Darren Bell in 11th, Sam in 12th with Stardog and Rob there as well, as who Darren's up the inside of John Andrews and gets the job done, as now McGowan is on the back of these guys as well. We'll watch how these three get on through the order, but it's still Matthew Duffin leading the way. Down towards the back end of the circuit we go. Matthew Duffin now a little bit of a wiggle there, allowing Clouden to get a little bit closer. Meanwhile, KLF defending from Sam by the listening there, as Darren Bell has got past and he heads in to do his drive through. Stardog now looking to try and attack Sam here as they go towards turn number 1. There's a yellow flag. Who is that? That is Tipping. He's returned back to the pit lane, as McGowan now looking to try and make a move, as who Darren is actually attacking who's that Nuclear Waste. He's up the inside and job done for who Darren. He was looking pretty quick earlier on, as McGowan still can't clear Darren Bell at this minute. As Nuclear Waste look to come back at who Darren ever so slightly there. But Matthew Duffin in control of this race, ahead of Clouden, ahead of Gary. Andy and Matt just having their own little fight. A minute, Jamie just sneaking onto the back of him. Millington and Ramsell with Old Sim Racer there. KLF still defending from Sam, Stardog, Rob Smith, who Darren, and then Nuclear Waste. John Andrews, meanwhile, has got this gaggle of cars. The three that started at the back and looking to try and work their way to the front. Not much they can do at this stage. Meanwhile, Jamal Clouden is trying to catch on to Matthew Duffin once again and try and give him a hard time. Matt Wright looked like he had a good run there through the right-hander, but Andy has just got hold of him at this stage. As Jamal Clouden gets a little bit closer to the back of Matthew Duffin here. Oh, Matthew hits the curb quite hard there. Clouden runs a little bit wide. That has got to be track limits there for Jamal Clouden. Meanwhile, has John Andrews lost out here? Here comes Stardog's made a mistake here, and he drops down the order now, as they all run a little bit wide there, trying to avoid Stardog, and they've all managed to do so just about, and Will Friedman gets ahead of Skunky in that one. Meanwhile, back to the front, Clouden still no closer to Duffin at this stage. Once Some racer go a little bit deep through there. Sam's trying to make a move on KLF, can't find a way through. Oh, Darren's had a big moment. He's gone off wide there and has come to a stop into the gravel, and he has retired from that one. Andy, meanwhile, having to defend from Matt Wright. Matt Wright looking to the outside. He's going to try and be later on the brakes. This will give him the opportunity on the inside of the chicane, but he'll be on the outside once again and can't get the job done there. Meanwhile, Clouden pretty much pushing Matthew Duffin along here. Has McGowan got past John Andrews? John Andrews dropped down the order, so yes, these guys are free of him. And Skunky, I think, has got past Will Friedman as well, so yes, Friedman has lost a position to Skunky also. Towards the right-hander, there you go. And he's still defending heavily here. Gary Leach now giving Clouden a bit of a hard time, making him think while he's in that Ginetta, giving him a flash of the lights there to let him know he's there. Gary very good through that left-hander. Looks to the outside of the Chevy Camaro. Can't find a way through. Matthew Duffin a little bit of a trolley train. Meanwhile, Matt Wright is on the back of Andy. No room there. Sam's trying to attack KLF. And Rob Smith has got this gaggle of cars right behind him as well. As Jamal Clouden gets a little bit interested in Matthew Duffin there. And Duffin kicking up a little bit of the dirt here, possibly starting to feel that pressure. Well, like we said, there's nowhere to overtake round here. Pole position is king, as Clouden says fastest lap of the race. Oh, it's McGowan. Oh, that's Skunky, Susie, DJ Phil. They've all come to a stop there. And they all managed to get going eventually, but not sure what happened there. But McGowan and Skunky came off the worst, and Friedman is through and chasing down Rob Smith. And who's that? Sam? No, it's Nuclear Waste, sorry. So those guys are batting it out, as Matthew Duffin now has extended his gap to Clouden. So Clouden possibly looking too much in his rear view mirrors, trying to keep Gary behind him. As they head down towards the left kink once again. Top three really pulled away from the guys behind. And Andy, Matt Wright, still going at it for that P4 and P5 positions. Jamie's there, Stephen Millington also. These guys just following one another in a minute. KLF having a stunning night tonight. Drove brilliantly in his Ginetta this evening. And Will Friedman now onto the rear of Rob Smith. And once again through this sector, Jamal Clouden looks mighty. And like I said, that Chevy Camaro, obviously with a bit of experience from myself racing against Fury in the Camaro, it is very good on the curves, and here is where you need to abuse the curves. Andy, meanwhile, has got Matt right there, not quite close enough. KLF has dropped Sam there, so Sam's made a mistake or got a little bit too close. And again, Rob Smith looking from the rear here. Friedman, he's going to look up the inside. He's made a mistake, and that is Friedman through. Oh, and he hits that horrible bump. Meanwhile, Gary Leach looking at the two in front. As Clouden once again gets close to the Mercedes-Benz, but can't seem to do anything about it. Nowhere through for the Chevy Camaro. Big car to get through as well. Matt Wright, though, a great run through here. Susie is just waiting on pit exit for the entire pack to go through so he can rejoin. And Matt's looking very interested here on the Ginetta of Andy. But again, not close enough. So Susie's come back out, but he's dropped right in front of Sam, but sorry, Nuclear Waste, but he gets right out of the way as well because Friedman is right behind him. Into the left-hander, there you go. And Waste is going to try and defend the inside, make sure he reaches brakes, and he manages to do so. Once Friedman clears him, he's got a bit of a gap to get to Sam. But once he gets into that clean air, possibly see some fast laps from him. Matt right there, just trying to put a bit more pressure on Andy. He's kicking a little bit of the dust there, is Andy.
We are at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
We are at the halfway stage. And that means the pole will come to an end. And once again, Waste is still defending heavily from Friedman. Oh, and Friedman's hit the back of Waste, and Waste goes round, damage to his car. Friedman's waited for him and allowed him through. Meanwhile, Jamal Clouden got within a tenth of Matthew Duffin, but then has dropped off again. Turn one seems to be his Achilles heel here, does Clouden. And he's got Gary Leach right behind him, pretty much pushing him as they go on the helicopter cam. And you can see Gary Leach can't quite get the run through here. Turn one, the Ginetta seems mighty. Then into this faster section, Gary's going to try around the outsides, but no job through there. Everywhere else still relatively clear as Susie's get out of the way. Friedman is now going to try and come back at Waste, and they've got Skunky with them once again. McGowan's there, and a few others has dropped off. Stardog's dropped off. He's got DJ Phil, Darren Bells towards about Dan Taylor, Mackie Collins, and Tipping all struggling in this one. But we've still got this three-way fight at the front. And again, through the middle sector and the final, Clouden builds all that time back up to Duffin. And then can't do anything with it once he gets there. He needs to he's got to unsettle that Mercedes one way or another, both out pushing the limits. And try not to push too hard through turn one. Matthew pushing the limits. Gary has a moment. As once again, Clouden is trying his very best to find a way through. Can't do it there. Meanwhile, Andy's still under pressure from right. KLF still got that gap to Sam at the minute. Meanwhile, Nuclear Waste still defending from Friedman, but I say that he's gone wide, he's made a mistake, and I think Friedman, that's the opportunity he needed. And job done for him. Now Skunky's looking, but he can't get the job done, and he goes to the outside of the kink, and there Nuclear Waste touches the grass, and off he goes. And he manages to figure out where the chicane is and works his way through there. Through the right-hander, there you go. Jamal Clouden carrying a lot of speed through there, which actually compromised him in the end. And Matt Wright looking very racy here. He's got a possible good opportunity. He's going to send it. No, he's not able to do so. Andy may have got a little bit too deep. No, he bounces on the curb though. That's going to give Wright a sniffing opportunity. These three still not changing their way around here. But Matt Wright here looking to possibly up the inside. No, he keeps looking and then makes a little error here and there. And he's got a great run there. He's got a fantastic run through here. But Andy, once again, just does enough to stay in front. Meanwhile, Jamie behind has got Stephen Millington breathing down his neck. KLF once again has got Sam for company. An old sim racer just trying to get onto the back of that two-way fight. Friedman and Skunky have obviously now cleared nuclear waste. Now, can they get after Robert Ramsell? That is the question. Cloudon's had a great run through the chicanes. This is a great opportunity for him. He looks to the chicane. He thinks better of it. Gary gets close, but he manages to just judge his brakes perfectly here. Duffin hits that curve quite hard. Jamal can just absorb it like it's nothing as they head up towards the far end of the circuit. Jamal Cloudon closer than he's ever been yet, and this he just needs to stick with him. He needs to have a good run through this corner, and then the final corner is possibly where it's going to be his best opportunity is. Cloudon's got nothing to lose. Duffin's got a championship to think about, and Jamal thinks about it ever so slightly then. But Duffin holding these two up proper, and Gary runs wide. A great fight here between these two. Matt Wright still can't find a way through on Andy. Sam can't find a way through on KLF. And we're all kind of at standstill. And John Andrews into the wall. Cloudon now starting to get a little bit frustrated. Sat onto the back of Matthew Duffin. He wants to clear him as soon as he possibly can. And through the left-hander, there you go. Jamal Cloudon gets close, but not close enough. Matt Wright was within a tenth. He's obviously dropped back a little bit there. Through the S's, there you go. Cloudon's had another great run through there. A fantastic run at that. He looks to the outside, and Cloudon's going for it later on the brakes, but he's going to miss the corner massively there. He had to go for it. He's obviously going to have to give the position back to Matthew, but he's going to lose out to Gary as well. Gary gives him a little shove to say, watch out, mate, I'm coming through. So now Gary gets his way through, and Jamal tried his best there. He had to go for it, but he just missed his brakes ever so slightly, possibly moving around way too much and missed his braking zone. And now it's Gary's attempt now to try and unsettle Matthew Duffin. Sam meanwhile still on the back of KLF. Oh, KLF's got a little bit too deep there, but he hooks it up, he gets it together. And that helped him slow down Sam through that sector, so Sam couldn't get the exit that he wanted. And Sam just pulls out of the slipstream, no room there to go through. Meanwhile, Ramsell has maintained the gap to Skunky and Will Friedman, who's had their own little scrap and has lost out to them. As Gary's made a mistake now, he's gone wide, and this is all this has done is release Matthew Duffin as these two go through. And now can they try and get back onto terms to Matt just before the end of this race? Matt Wright and Andy still going at it. Driver of the day poll has gone out to get your votes in on who you think is driver of the day. And KLF now still defending from Sam. Old sim racers starting to creep onto this. Meanwhile, you got the fight of the Skunky and Friedman worked their way through the pack group. McGowan didn't really go with them. He's got damage to his car. And Cloudon's made another mistake. Has the brakes gone on the Camaro here? I think it has, and Duffin now is just extending that gap. And once again, the Chevy Camaro straight line just puts it back in a position to stop the Ginetta from finishing the job. And Cloudon's up the inside. Is he going to try and keep his nose there? He can't quite do it, and Gary has to fall in formation. And all this has done is just allowed Matthew Duffin to extend his lead. He starts his final lap here, and Gary now into second. Sam still looking to try and get past KLF, can't do so at this stage. He's running out of time, and running out of time fast. One of the fights is going on. Darren Bell has gone off. So Dan Taylor gains position. Rob Smith is also gaining a place out of that. And DJ Phil is with them. Once again, Gary and Clouden are going at it side by side, wheel to wheel. Oh, they get close to one another. They rub. And Gary's going to try and send up the inside. Clouden's there. He gives him the space. They're still side by side. And Gary gets the job done as Clouden gets knocked off track. He manages to collect the brakes. And Gary giving him the shrug on the shoulder. And Clouden's going to lose out on that one. He's going to probably end up finishing in third there. He's got enough pace to finish against the guys behind him. We're coming to the end of this race now. It's been dramatic all night long. But Matthew Duffin, though, here at Autumn Park, possibly going to seal another championship here in the GT4 class. Not tonight he'll do it. He'll have to take it to Donington Park to the final race. But Matthew Duffin comes home and wins race 3. 3 different manufacturers winning here tonight. Gary Leach will finish in second. Third will be Jamal Clouden. Fourth is Andy. Fifth is Matt Wright. Sixth is was Jamie. He's gone round as Stephen Millington will get sixth. And KLF not quite close enough to them. So Jamie is going to hang in there for that 7th place position. KLF does fight off Sam here towards the end. And in 10th place goes Old Sim Racer. Robert Ramsell will finish in 11th. And Skunky just loses out to Will Friedman just at the end there to finish in 12th and 13th place position. Nuclear Wasted 14th. Ian McGowan is in 15th place position. Dan Taylor is going to finish in 16th. With Rob Smith in 17th, DJ Phil in 18th. Stardog has gone off in a big way there, and he might lose out to Darren Bell here. He's going to keep his foot pinned to the floor. Quickly get your votes in on driver of the day. Currently going the way of Andy at the minute. Only one vote, so guys, get your votes in. As we come to the very end. Stardog here just going to hang in there against Darren Bell. I think there's a drag race to the line, and it's Stardog ahead of Darren Bell. Matthew Collins in 21st, John Andrews in 22nd, Susie in 23rd, and Tipping in 24th, 7 laps down. But it's Matthew Duffin with the race win. Gary Leach in second, and Jamal Clouden in third, and taking that fastest lap of the race. That was brilliant action here tonight at Autumn Park. Probably the worst British circuit on the calendar, and the hardest to race around, but these perfect for these GT4s and obviously touring cars as well. And this is kind of why we ran the GT4 series. Now, I believe the tables have been updated. No, not yet. But we look to the next round of the season, the final round of the season, which is at Donington Park. It is still down to 2 in the championship, Matthew Duffin and Will Friedman. And pretty much all Matt needs to do is turn up, and Will Friedman to really, there's a lot for him to do. There's 57 points available in each race. He's 64 points behind. So he's 164 points behind. Matt just needs to outscore him by 64, and he is champion. But we shall see all that unfold. We're going to wait for Jamal Clouden and Gary Leach to join us in the party. We'll get Gary in. And who else do we need? We need Jamal Clouden. But an exciting night's worth of racing. Obviously, we still got some great racing heading towards the rest of the week. We've got the Pro-Am boys tomorrow night. They'll be hitting the circuit here at Autumn Park for the GT3s. And then we'll also have the Pro category as well. It is going to be very interesting to see how the GT3s get around here. I've managed to do it in the past, but it is very, very difficult to pass and race hard around here, especially for an hour. Track limits is going to be key. I know for sure that it bit me in the bum one time, and it's all about the track limits at this circuit. We've still not got Gary or Jamal in with us. Matthew, I believe tables are done or not?
Just finished them now. They've just been sorted.
Okay, so as we wait for them, he says it's been done, and that's an error.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, get your votes in on driver of the day. I'm actually going to give my driver of the day to KLF. For once, he's had a decent night's worth of racing. He's obviously not got race wins. He's not got obviously on the podiums, but it has been a solid drive from him tonight, and the tables are now up to date. Matthew Duffin leads the way, 164 points ahead as now the tables is updated. He just needs to outscore Will by 7, and he is champion. Third is Jamal Clouden. That fight between him and Skunky will battle on at Donington Park. Gary Leach in 5th. 6th is Hugh Darren. 7th is Andy. 8th is Old Sim Racer. 9th is Ian McGowan, tipping in 10th. 11th is Sam. 12th is Matt Wright. 13th is KLF with Dan Taylor in 14th. 15th is Stardog. 16th is Nuclear Waste with O'Reilly. Hopefully returning back at Donington, possibly for Autumn GT3s on Thursday, is in 17th place. 18th is Stephen Millington. 19th is Rob Smith. 20th is Darren Bell. DJ Phil 21st, Susie 22nd, Matthew 23rd, 24th is Alistair, 25th is Diz, 26th is Jamie, 27th Rolo, Lucas 28th, Robert Ramsell 29th, 30th is Shane, 31st is Sky Schondermeyer, and John Goudet 32nd, with John Andrews in 33rd. Still no Gary and still no Jamal Clouded, so Matt, we'll go to you. First things first, you were unsure if you were even going to make race 1. You managed to make it here in time. Autumn Park is probably, like I said, the British version of Monaco early on in the night. God, it's hard work racing around here, isn't it?
Tough, innit? Tough, innit? You boys are in for a tough one next week. This week on Wednesday and Thursday, because that was hard to overtake in these, and these are a lot smaller. Yeah, tough night. Yeah, nearly didn't make race 1. It's my eldest son's birthday, so happy birthday, Floyd. You're probably in bed by now, but happy birthday to him. So he was at his mum's for his birthday, which was, good little night. But yeah, glad to be back and enjoyed that. I seem to always enjoy racing on the British tracks. And tonight seems good fun as well. There was a few dodgy moments, but a lot of good racing from everybody.
Obviously, you came here to Autumn Park, obviously a big fan of the touring cars, gone and visited most of the British circuits yourself. This is one of only few that you haven't visited. How was the Mercedes tonight? Obviously carrying the ballast pretty much all season long. You've ended up just learning and adapting to it. How was it here at Autumn Park? Because it didn't look too shabby, to be fair.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't mighty like, other tracks we've seen, but it wasn't bad. It did a good job. It held in there. I think a bit like the Chevy. This track seemed to suit that Ginetta and that smaller car. So our bigger cars, we just got on okay with what we did. I thought we did a good job. It was a good car, but not great car. But hats off to Skunky and Sam race 1. Fair play to him. We know that he's a good driver and a good win for him.
Definitely so, indeed. Wow, as I'm looking at the tables here, Matt, championship is pretty much in the bag. All you need to really do is turn up. 7 points. It's been a strange GT4 season because it's not really, you've not really had one driver until the later part really give you a hard time. It's been pretty, I'm not going to say easy, but you got very lucky this season, I feel. A lot of the other drivers caught up in incidents and some troubles. And I just feel that this season you've just managed to avoided those incidences.
Yeah, I was looking at it earlier, and Friedman's the only one that's done all season with me. And you compare the results, and he's had a lot more unlucky races. And I know these last couple of weeks he's kind of abandoned his race 3 to start at the back. So he's kind of had that first half of the season was a lot of results, him down in the 20th and whatnot, and me sort of finishing, I think the first 8 races I was lowest of P5, so that helped with him having problems, and it was that first half that's kind of put me in this position I'm in now, I think. But yeah, look, plays a massive part in motorsport at times. Motorsport, as well as I do, that bit of luck needs to go your way at times. And I think apart from last week, I've had a bit of a luck go my way this season.
Indeed. Obviously, we go to your home circuit, your local, Donington Park. I don't know if you're trying to do a rain dance or not, but like I said, all you got to do is finish ahead of Will in one race, and you've pretty much got it in the bag. Going to Donington, obviously, very confident. You know the circuit very well. You've walked it, I think, a million times. I think you've ended up cycling it a million times and ended up breaking yourself. I know that for a fact. Are you going to get on there?
I love Donny. It's just one of them tracks that you seem to put me in any car and I seem to go well at it. Yeah, like say, I've just got to turn up. I'm going to turn up and I'm going to race hard. It'll be my 250th. I think I've worked out in race 3 next week as well. So I'm just going to give it my all. I'm going to try and take as many wins and poles as I can, or podiums at least, at Donington on home soil. But yeah, home track for me. I'm going to just try and push as hard as I can. Carrying the 40 kilograms. Looks like the Porsche is very strong and very mighty there. And in Will's hands, he's going to be a tough guy to beat. So turn up, rock up, podiums, wins, poles is my goal. But just enjoy Donny, and enjoy some great fights for the last time in GT4s, because we're not sure if they're back next season. We're not sure obviously what the plan is in the new year yet for the side series. But it's been an honour to race these, and it's been an honour. You've had 2 great champions in these in the past with Schandelmeyer and Fury. So yeah, I get to hopefully join them. Obviously, anything can happen within a week. We don't know what's going to happen yet. But we'll wait and see. Obviously, pregnant partner and everything. So could be a case of if the baby decides to come early, we might be missing the race. So yeah, it's look.
You still need Friedman to win every race, pretty much.
It's pretty much in the bag, but look, I'm looking forward to Donny. I love Donny, so yeah, we'll see.
Well, nonetheless, congratulations, Matt. And ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. He reckons he can go quick at this circuit in pretty much any car. So he's nominated himself to run the Maserati for the final race of the season. I really do hope it rains and he can understand how much of a dog that car is. But that's been the GT4s. Well done to Matt. Obviously, well done to the other winners, Skunky, and also to Sam in the first race. That has been that for GT4s. It's been emotional. It's been fun. It's been great to give you all the views here. Hopefully, we will get the GT4s back as a return. I know the guys in the chat have made it very, very clear that this is the reason why they've come to Simplay. And it's definitely been a brilliant season. It comes down to the wire at Donington Park. It is pretty much in Matthew Duffin's hand. But like I said, pregnant partner. Will Friedman, the Porsche is very fast around here. Who knows what could happen? But make sure you tune in tomorrow night as myself and Matthew Duffin will bring you all the action for the Pro-Am category, as well as Richie Michelle could possibly be on his way to his final chance to win a title in Pro-Am, and obviously the pros as well with Matthew Duffin and Phil, with pretty much myself going for the title. Harris has got an outside chance, but it's looking unlikely. But nonetheless, I've been Dan Davis. This has been Simplay Motorsport, and we shall catch you next time out. Good night.